Hell yeah.
What is up, everybody? It's your girl Spizzy, and I am back with another video. Before I start this video, I just want to kind of thank everybody who has stayed subscribed to me even though I took a break. If you are watching this, please like, share, subscribe. From the title of this video, you probably already know what it's about. I haven't really announced it. I didn't really think it was necessary. I had bariatric surgery, and if you don't know what bariatric surgery is, that's just a fancy word for I had weight loss surgery. Specifically, I had the gastric sleeve surgery. If you don't know how the gastric sleeve surgery works, they cut slits and they cut your stomach in half and make it smaller, about the size of a banana. Basically, it's just helping it with portion control and what you can intake and stuff like that. I want to go ahead and say this is not going to be anything scientific. It's not going to be anything super serious. I just want to tell my experience, why I got it, how I got it, just from the start to the finish of how it happened, because I had a very rough time. So let's just get on into it. I should probably never do that again. So I don't know the year specifically, but I know I was still I maybe have just graduated high school. It was whenever the lap band was super popular. I went to a class that basically taught you about the lap band. Well, me and my mom went to a class that taught you about the lap band and what it did. I went through the whole process of about to get it, and then I kind of just told my mom, this isn't something that I want to do. I feel like I can lose weight on my own. And back then I wasn't as big as I was now, so it really wasn't that much weight that I needed to lose. Unfortunately, I kept gaining weight. And this is just a disclaimer. Even though I am losing weight and I am a lot more healthier than I was 3-4 months ago, I am still kind of sensitive about my weight, and I am kind of still sensitive to talking about it. So if I don't explain something correctly or in depth, DM me on Instagram and I can explain it further. It's just still, everybody's sensitive about something. I'm still sensitive about my weight. For instance, I'm not going to tell you numbers of how much I weigh or how much I was. Not gonna do that right now. I'm just not mentally in the place to do that. And my Instagram is going to be linked in the description. Fast forward many years. In 2018, I went to the OBGYN for my yearly checkup. I actually at that time had lost maybe 20 to 40 pounds. So I was feeling really good about myself. You know, I was still overweight, but I was feeling myself. I was like, oh, you know, I'm doing the damn thing. I'm losing weight, right? So my OB just like kind of sits there and is like, you need to lose weight and you're gonna die if you don't lose weight. And I'm just like, Miss Mamas, like I literally just lost 20 to 40 pounds. So I was feeling myself. So I was very upset, but I mean, I know where she was saying was coming out of a place of, you know, professionalism, and you know, she cared, but like it was just kind of like a big strike to my ego. So then she asked me, have I ever heard about weight loss surgery? And I told her, yes, I did. I told her about the whole lap band situation. She went in depth. She kept telling me, you know, you need to look into it and all this and that. And I was like, okay, I'll look into it, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I called my mom. I was upset. And I was like, you know, it's really sad for your OB to tell you that you need to lose weight. And it's really sad for your OB to tell you to lose weight. And so the process for the healthcare system where I live is that you have to go to a beginning class, which was the same class that I went to for the lap band. I knew everything that was gonna happen at this class. They were gonna explain everything. So my mom and me go to this class. It's basically just a session on bypass and the gastric sleeve. And I actually found out they do not do the lap band anymore because of how, I guess, problematic it was. A lot of people just didn't do well with the lap band. You know, a lot of people actually died from the lap band, when I found out. So after that class, you would sit there and make an appointment with the doctors that performed the surgery were actually at the place and was leading the class. It was a female doctor and a male doctor. And for something in me, you know, I'm all about girl power. I was like, I want the female doctor. So I got the appointment with the female doctor. You know, the appointment comes up, I'm real hype, I'm just excited. I'm like, this is gonna be a new take on life. Get to the appointment, you know, take my weight, check my measurements and stuff like that. And then I get into the room with her. We're talking about everything. She seems super chill, super, like, you know, tells me her medical background. So I'm, you know, making sure I'm in good hands and stuff like that. So then we get to the nutrition part of it. And I tell her that I am plant-based, basically how I want to live my life. And her attitude completely changed. She basically said, you know, I don't think that would work. you wouldn't be able to get enough protein. I would have to eat meat, and I told her that wasn't something that I was comfortable doing. I told her I would literally get sick from eating meat because I have not had meat for so long, and she basically said there would be no way for me to do it without eating meat. And she was like, could you just eat chicken? Is it a religious thing? And I was just like, it's not a religious thing, it's a lifestyle thing that I chose and I'm going to continue to do. And I know a lot of people might be looking at that and be like, well, why would you just sacrifice, you know, a couple of years doing this? That's not something I wanted to do. I'm never gonna go through life thinking that I have to compromise anything, even if it's for something that's going to improve or help me in life. I wasn't something that I was looking forward to. So of course she was being kind of bitchy about it towards the end, and she was basically just like writing me off like, okay, well, you're not getting surgery, so bye. And I remember getting into the car and calling my mom, hysterically crying, and was just like, why does anything ever just work out for me? Nothing works out for me. And bless my mom has been my biggest supporter and the biggest help in this whole situation. So yeah, shout out to you, Mom. You really the OG. And this is not to bash anybody, this is just my experience, and if you were a bitch to me, you were a bitch to me. That's really all I have to say. So my original appointment and with that doctor that was being a bitch, that was with Cape Fear Valley Health System. Don't recommend, just for not even just the fact that they wouldn't do the surgery because I was plant-based, just for the fact they were so unknowledgeable about it and didn't want to do the research to find out how could somebody do this being plant-based, because being plant-based isn't necessarily a bad thing. You just have to find protein from some other places. So I just felt like they were just writing me off and didn't want to do their research, and they're actually very unorganized. And I heard it takes people about 2 to 3 years when working with them to get their surgery. So actually Cape Fear recommended me to Chapel Hill, to UNC Chapel Hill. So I had an appointment with Chapel Hill. Chapel Hill reached out to me. I had the first appointment with the nurse, and when I say environment switch was just crazy, Chapel Hill, it was like the first initial appointment with the nurse practitioner, and I just flat out told her, look, I'm plant-based, is this something that y'all are gonna be able to work with? And she was like, yeah, no questions asked. She said, yes, that is something we're going to be able to work with. We've had vegetarians, we've had this, we've had that. We can definitely work with that. We'll have to do our research. I was just so happy, and I was like, oh my God, thank you. I'm going to do everything I can to get the surgery. Also, with my insurance, I had to do I think it's 3 to 4 months. It's a 4-month supervised diet, and I had to go to my family doctor once a month. So that was one requirement I had to do for surgery. The next requirement was to take a dietitian class. I had to take a dietitian and speak to the dietitian, and we all, even she agreed that yes, I could do it being plant-based, and I was fine with that. I have to get an upper GI endoscopy. Basically, I had to get one of those. I had to be not necessarily put under, but I was under local anesthesia, and they examined my upper stomach area to see if that I was eligible for the surgery. Everything came back clear for that. So that was the supervised diet. I completed that. I got the GI thingy, completed that. Had to go to the dietitian class, but honestly, I would say I started the process around December 2019, and I didn't get the endoscopy maybe until like maybe March, and then I was supposed to have the dietitian class or the nutrition class. Well, that's when COVID really took the frick off, and everything kind of like shut down for a second, and ended up doing the one-on-one nutrition class. So that was a check mark off. You know, months and months of waiting. Everything was one-on-one phone, like everything was via telephone. I actually haven't been up to Chapel Hill since I had the surgery. Honestly, I would have had the surgery this summer if COVID wasn't a thing. So yeah, I probably was done with all of my requirements early in the summer, and you know, everything was shut down. They weren't doing any surgeries. I was bummed. I didn't think that I was gonna get it, because another thing that was kind of happening is I'm turning 26 this year, and I'm getting off my mom's insurance, and my mom has really good insurance. So I already knew if I didn't get it while I was on my mom's insurance, I wasn't, like, everything started picking back up again maybe around August. Psych evaluation. I had the psych evaluation, and then you have to actually go meet with the surgeon. I met with the surgeon. Everything was good. Everything was chill. It was like an hour of him just telling me everything that I needed to do and what the surgery was going to do. So then we got down to scheduling. The girl goes, well, I don't have anything until December. Mind you, it's like September. She said, I don't have anything until December. Oh wait, somebody canceled for next week. Do you want to do it next week? And I was just looking at my mom like, that's so soon, but yes, I will do it next week. So literally I had the meeting with the surgeon, and then like literally that next week I had the surgery. So it was kind of crazy how it happened. And before the surgery you have to go on a 2-week liver shrink diet. I wasn't able to do that. I had the surgery on September 30th, and I got out of the hospital the next day. I only stayed a night. I had it early in the morning, maybe like 11, 12. The surgery itself was kind of scary. I've never been put under before. All I remember is them telling me to count backwards with the gas thingy on my nose, and I woke up, and immediately after I woke up I threw up blood, and I looked at the nurse lady and I looked at her and I was like, is this normal? And she was like, yes, and I kept throwing up blood. So then I got wheeled into actual hospital room. My mom was there. I was in and out of it, I ain't gonna lie. I was in and out. I was in pain. My stomach hurt. Of course my camera dies. I had a hard time in the hospital. Not really, but really. I have never really had a surgery like that before, so the pain was pretty bad, but nothing that you can't handle. Of course they gave you medicine and stuff, and I'm like anti-pain med. I was out of work for maybe like a week and a half, but they do encourage you to walk around a lot. When I was in the hospital, I had to walk around a lot. You can have to do liquids for like 2 weeks, and then after that you can start incorporating other stuff, like all these doctor's appointments you have to go to afterwards. Like you have to do like post-op, a whole bunch of shit. That was my experience with getting bariatric surgery. It was probably about like a year and some change of a process, but I don't regret it. I would do it again. Even though I'm only like 3 months out, I've lost 50 pounds, 52 now. As far as eating, it's gotten more comfortable. I can only eat like 4 to 6 ounces at a time, so that's fun. I'm gonna do a whole other video on my experience being plant-based in doing this, because from my understanding there's not been many people who have done this plant-based, and there's some logistics and stuff like you have to most likely I'll be taking vitamins for the rest of my life just to make sure that I don't have any vitamin deficiency. I've had a very good support system. Like I said, my mom has been there for me since day one. So if you want to talk about price, total amount of the surgery was about $32,000. Yes, I know, $32,000, but with my insurance I ended up only paying like $300 to $400. Very expensive surgery. There's a lot of things to think about if you're thinking about getting the surgery. One, that it's a lifetime commitment. Now with the gastric sleeve surgery, people do stretch their stomachs back out and gain all their weight back, but with me personally, I don't see that happening because I am so serious about this, and I've seen results, so I'm very motivated to do it. Like I said, like in the last video, I got a personal trainer. I'm working out every day, and if you really think about it, I got the surgery because my OB literally told me that I was too fat. So there's that. I think that it's gonna pay off in the end. All of my pain is gone. I was in pain for about a month and a half, but it really wasn't anything too bad. I went back to work with being in pain and it wasn't that bad. I would just say if you're thinking about doing this surgery, really do your research. Everybody's experience is different, but I will say that I had a super positive experience with UNC Chapel Hill. They got me in and they got me out. They have some of the best nurse practitioners, dietitian, nutrition people. They have some of the best people working for them. Now I want to talk about why I got the surgery. You know, I came on here, you know, talking about my weight loss journey and everything like that, but for me personally, I have a lot of generational things that are against me. Both sides of my family deal with high blood pressure, and on my dad's side I deal with the high blood pressure and diabetes. I personally don't want diabetes. I don't want health problems, and it's been a life change, and I'm very grateful for everything that I've been given. People that I don't recommend this surgery for is if you think that it's just going to be a magic switch and that you're going to be small and that all of your issues with food is going to go away. It's not. That's one thing that I've been preaching to people, is that my relationship with food has completely changed, meaning that I view food as fuel and that's it. I view it as I need this to keep going, and not I'm bored, I need something to do. If you think that you're gonna get the surgery and it's just gonna be an easy, you're gonna lose weight, it's not, because you have to change your mentality with food. And if you're not willing to do that, don't get the surgery, because you're wasting everybody's time and your money. If you enjoyed this video and you would like more videos on my experience with getting bariatric surgery and how I did it with being plant-based, let me know. If you're thinking about getting the surgery and that you're plant-based, show them this video and let them know that you can do it. You can get protein in. I will be making another video more towards plant-based and how I've been doing it plant-based. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really don't have much else to say, so peace guys.